On December 5th, the Saint Lucia Red Cross will join the International Red Cross movement in observing International Volunteer Day under the theme #ProtectHumanity. This day serves to celebrate the invaluable contributions of volunteers worldwide and provides an opportunity to reflect on the Red Cross and the Red Crescent staff and volunteers who have tragically lost their lives in 2024 while performing humanitarian duties.
The Saint Lucia Red Cross is one of 191 national societies which make up the International Federation of Red Cross and the Red Crescent. And it is volunteers who are the backbone of all of these national societies. It's for volunteers we get to execute our mandate. Over the last year, though, we have experienced an unprecedented loss of lives amongst our volunteers whilst they're performing the humanitarian duties. And so this year, the Federation has tried to bring to the fore the need for us to protect the humanitarians on the job and also to call on or raise the awareness for the need for protection for civilians during crisis situations.
The year 2024 has proven to be the deadliest on record for humanitarian workers. In the first 9 months alone, 31 volunteers and staff have been killed or died while in service, with 28 fatalities resulting from violent attacks while wearing internationally recognized emblems and 3 from accidents. This violence marks one of the highest levels of global aggression against national society teams, underscoring the urgent need for action to protect those who work tirelessly to assist others. While St. Lucia has not recorded any volunteer deaths, Marva Edward Okilie, communications officer for the St. Lucia Red Cross, emphasizes that prevention is always paramount.
Up to this point, we've not had any cases of our volunteers dying on the job, but for us it's an opportunity for us to ensure that we have things in place to protect them as best as we can.
The tragic loss of life extends beyond frontline workers. Many colleagues have lost their lives while not on duty, simply going about their everyday lives, whether at home, commuting, or within their communities. These fatalities not only cause profound grief for their families and friends, but they also hinder the ability of national societies to provide crucial humanitarian assistance, highlighting the dire need for protection of civilians.
The Saint Lucia Red Cross will stand in solidarity with the national societies around the world who would have lost their volunteers during their crisis and their response actions with a silent vigil. So we would stand quietly together and to honor the lives or to identify and mark the lives of those persons who have lost their lives whilst executing their task as volunteers. But not only would we be focusing on those who would have lost their lives during the execution of the humanitarian duties, but volunteers who have not necessarily been on duties, but would have lost their lives either on their way home, on their way from work, on their way in their communities, because at the end of the day, everybody whose life is lost is just one too many, whether they are a volunteer or just a general civilian.
On December 5th, the Saint Lucia Red Cross will honor the 31 fallen volunteers and staff from the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies. At 4 p.m., members and volunteers will gather at Derek Walcott Square for 30 minutes of silence to raise awareness about the urgent need to protect humanitarian volunteers and staff worldwide. This act of solidarity aims to support the families and colleagues of those who lost their lives in service to others. Kayla Edwin, MBC Prime.